Hello,
Good day.
Bashar. My question is in regards to remote viewing.
Yes.
Could you describe in detail how remote viewing works?
Did I not just do that a moment ago?
Not to my satisfaction,
Oh,
no.
all right.
Also, if can you tell me if remote viewing will eventually or shortly evolve to be used effectively without the use of the written protocols?
Second question first. Yes.
Shortly, I feel within the next 2 decades when...
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Okay.
And also, of course, do understand that there are individuals on your planet now, and have been individuals in your past, that instinctively understand remote viewing and do not need any kind of protocol. They simply go right into it.
Okay, it would also still be termed remote viewing as opposed to the protocols designed by the U.S. military.
Ultimately, the idea will, again, more simply be understood as viewing, as, again, identification, as junctioning. There will be many different ideas that all say the same thing. And again, to go into a little bit more detailed explanation, there is a paradox to this. The paradox is that the reason remote viewing works is because there's no such thing as anything that's actually remote. Everything is one. Everything is here. Everything is now. The idea, holographically, is that if you can, as we had said a moment ago, junction or identify with a particular frequency that is representative of a place, time, person, or what have you, since everything is based on frequency of energy, even location, you can then understand that that location, in essence, not to confuse your language, is actually not over there, but here, just like everything is. And so by identifying with it, you allow yourself to some degree to participate in it here, because it is here. You allow yourself to experience that location within yourself. It is not actually remote viewing. It is viewing from another angle here and now by identifying with it so strongly, by picking up on the correct frequency so accurately that you call forth from the collective now that particular angle, that particular perspective, that particular experience, and can then reproject it as if it were actually over there, but you know it really is not. That's a little bit more of an explanation. Does that make sense to you so far?
Yes, it does.
Does that help illuminate the idea a little bit more clearly for you then?
More so today than yesterday.
Oh, all right. Is
Also,
there any other aspect of this you wish further clarification on?
just could you tell us a few remote viewers from our past? Name a few names that were actually remote viewing as we know it today. Unlike
Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Wovoka, many others that you would call ascended masters, even many indigenous people, naturally, can, in your terms, remote view, what you call shamans. Sometimes it is very natural for many children to simply do this instinctively because they have not yet been taught how not to, because they instinctively know everything is here and now and one. Everything in that sense is real to them, therefore it's very natural for them. You will find, if you will take the time, I'm not saying you have to do this, but if you will generically take the time, any of you, to do your research, you will find constantly that your adults are, shall we say, knocking down the idea of what children say they see, of what they experience, that are, in your terms, at a distance. Also, any individual under certain circumstances and conditions, such as that which requires great overwhelming need or desire, will instantaneously, spontaneously remote view, such as cases where you know that a mother instantaneously knows that her child is in danger many miles away. You follow?
yes.
These kinds of things are simply trigger mechanisms. These states of being are simply trigger mechanisms that allow you, in a sense, to get out of your way in terms of creating the reflective structure of physical reality illusion and allow yourself to collapse that whole thing into the true here and now, and simply see and experience only that aspect in totality that is germane to the frequency you happen to be on at that moment. This is the very fundamental underpinnings of all such things as telepathy, remote viewing, psychic functioning, what have you. It's all basically stemming from the same thing, and that is resonance identification. Because space and time are just concepts that are only different by the frequency they exhibit. Location is not really over there. Location is a frequency idea. An object doesn't actually exist in a particular location literally. Location is one of the properties of the object. One of the properties of the equation, the vibrational equation that you translate in physical reality terms as an object over there. But that's just an equational projection in the same way that you have a reflection in a glass mirror. You know, in a sense, the reflection is not really over there, because the reason you see it is because all the light's coming back to you here. It's not really over there. There's nothing in the mirror. The mirror holds on to none of the light, and that's why you see the reflection, which is actually here. Make sense?
Yes, so. Yes, it does. Thank you very much.
Does that help you?
Yes.